The OPEC announcement to curb oil production was a sharp turn from a 2-year-old policy of pumping without limits, which succeeded in hurting rival suppliers, but also sent prices into freefall. Russia was the first non-OPEC member to welcome the deal, agreeing to also limit its average daily production of just under 11 million barrels. Brent crude surged to 1-year highs on the news. This is a welcome move for oil-producing nations which have struggled under low oil prices.
We have seen too low oil prices can actually destroy demand from countries who suffer deeply from the loss of revenue, and that in itself slows down global growth. And if you look at the IMF outlook, the outlook is clearly not as good as it was before.
According to recent reports from both the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development and the IMF, global growth in 2015 was the weakest since the end of the economic crisis in 2008, and the forecasts for next year are not promising. Yet OPEC member Saudi Arabia warned against drastic production cuts that could shock markets. China, which produces around 4.5 million barrels of oil per day, is also concerned about what sudden changes could mean to the global economy.
China is also facing problems as the oil prices drop. But at the same time, China doesn't want oil prices to rise too fast, as it could have some negative impacts on the global economic recovery.
While many oil consumers have been enjoying the cost savings, such as Turkey, which imports roughly 3/4 of its energy needs, a drastic rise in prices could be quite the jolt.
Yet there is also discord within OPEC itself over this deal. Iran and Iraq have refused to attend informal meetings here in Istanbul with OPEC and non-OPEC members, saying they are instead looking to make up for lost revenue from these falling oil prices and will thereby increase production.
Iran wants to increase their oil production to 4 million barrels per day before considering limits, while Iraq and Venezuela disagree with the methods OPEC is using to calculate each member's production quotas. Meanwhile, OPEC members Nigeria and Libya have been exempt from the production caps in the face of security issues which have affected their ability to reach normal production levels. This is all raising concerns about the actual ability of the deal to truly rebalance oil prices.
We really don't yet know what's going to happen. Will there be a real freeze? Will there be a cut in production? Who's ultimately going to agree? Given the global demand situation now, how much difference will it make if 500,000 to 1 million barrels come off the market? Right now, I'm not sure.
OPEC hopes to hammer out all the details needed by the next official meeting in Vienna at the end of next month. Natalie Carney for CCTV in Istanbul, Turkey.